Happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of Cases That Should Have Gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. Today we're talking about having a lawyer for your hearing. Cases that should have gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. An individual who was facing extradition to the United States on serious charges had a lawyer representing him at the hearing. For circumstances that transpired leading up to the hearing, the lawyer that was representing this individual needed to seek an adjournment of the first hearing date. That adjournment was granted. In the meantime, the accused individual fired his lawyer and retained a new lawyer only days before the new hearing date. At the new hearing date, the extradition hearing was supposed to go forward, but the accused, unsurprisingly, applied for an adjournment on the basis of the fact that he'd just retained new counsel and new counsel needed time to prepare. And the court denied the adjournment, saying that it didn't matter that he had a new lawyer, that the matter was going to proceed the way it did. This decision, the denial of the adjournment, was ultimately challenged and unsuccessful on appeal and went to the Supreme Court of Canada, who again said, we're not going to grant leave to this issue. And this is a very important case. Your right to be represented by counsel is a fundamental aspect of having a fair hearing. A lawyer needs adequate time to review the evidence, to prepare the arguments, to prepare to cross-examine witnesses, to investigate available defenses, to investigate violations of a person's rights. An extradition hearing has significant consequences because it essentially takes somebody who's otherwise lawfully present in the country that they're entitled to be in and ships them off to another country to face a legal system that is foreign to them and charges under that foreign legal system that are going to come with serious consequences upon conviction. So it would be almost more important in an extradition hearing than in any other type of proceeding to ensure that counsel has adequate time to be prepared. And while it is true that some people might play games, as some people characterize it, by changing lawyers at the last minute, a second adjournment of a matter doesn't give rise to the appearance that this is some sort of a tactic to delay proceedings rather than to take the matter seriously. One change of counsel shouldn't be enough to give rise to that inference. The Supreme Court of Canada really did a disservice, in my opinion, by not granting leave to this case, because it essentially leaves the door open for judges across Canada in other types of proceedings to force people ahead when they are not prepared on matters that can have serious life-altering consequences. And if we're seeing the Supreme Court of Canada implicitly endorse this approach in something as significant and serious as extradition, then all of the matters where people are changing their counsel at the last minute, sometimes on simple proceedings, are even more likely to be impacted by this. And ultimately, this could have a chilling effect on trial fairness across Canada for people who, for whatever reason, may lose confidence in their lawyers or may be abandoned by their lawyers for ethical reasons or reasons of non-payment of fees or any other reason. It's unfortunate the Supreme Court of Canada didn't recognize the long-lasting implications of not intervening in a situation where somebody was denied the opportunity to be represented by counsel on a serious matter. Hopefully, the Supreme Court of Canada doesn't have to hear a case where this has led to an injustice, and hopefully it didn't lead to an injustice here, and that ultimately people are able to continue to be represented by their lawyers. But time is all that we will have to tell. Thank you. Cases that should have gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cases That Should Have Gone to the Supreme Court of Canada, but didn't. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends.